And as this room absolutely fills up, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Give me a 1 in the chat. You already know what that means. If the audio is straight, let's get it. Yup. Mama said, there'll be days just like this. Come on. Cowboys. Let's get it. Yo. The market is the market, baby. The best way to get in front of the market is to get in there early. You got to. The later you wait, the more you got to pay. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Come on. Yup. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean be sure to hit the share icon. Sharing is caring. By the way, let's get it. All right. Five-year deal for another linebacker. Come on. So what do that means for Micah Parsons? MP. Spartans, prepare for glory. Yo. Five, 4, 3, 2. All right. Come on. What's good with each and every last one of you all? I thank everybody for tuning in. So there was some breaking news earlier today, not concerning the Cowboys, but concerning the Jacksonville Jaguars. But for context, this applies for the Cowboys, believe it or not, like Ripley's. And here's what I'm saying. Josh Allen, the brother, not the other one, the brother, the guy that plays on defense for the Jaguars, just signed a deal, and it is north of $140 million. I don't have his breakdown of APY, but we don't really care about APY like that because we looking at cap hits. We looking at guarantees, and the guarantees of his contract is $88 million. Appreciate the 88 club to a degree. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a copycat league. This is a league whereas whoever get to the top, I got to be the next person to trump that particular contract. So Pro Bowl linebacker Josh Allen reached an agreement of 5-year, $150 million on his contract, which includes $88 million guaranteed. That was sources tells ESPN. Allen had the Jaguars franchise record of 17.5 sacks last season, and on top of that, I think he pretty much, they rounded it up, he had about 18 sacks last season, close to 19, and he is a guy that by far, I want to know from your points of views, ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching. I'm not saying that this is he better than Michael Parsons? No, I'm not going there. But from an argument standpoint or from an argument base, you can sit back and say that he is just as valuable for his particular team. He is their outside linebacker. He is their guy that gets around, scoots, get to the quarterback and make them pay. So when you start to think of it in that way, you can literally say to yourself, all right, hey, he ain't no scrub over there, right? He's a guy that, like I said, 2 forced fumbles, 19 sacks, put him in third in the National Football League, 12 assist tackles, and 35 solos. So that's what he brought to the table, ladies and gentlemen. And let me see what else. He brought 90 pressures. Oh, my gosh.
What more do you want from me?
17 hits on the quarterback, 54 hurries. So he was able to get things pretty much moving over there for the Jags. Now, he's in a smaller market. You if you was hiding under a rock, you probably say, Josh who? I know a Josh Allen that played for the Bills, but I for dog sure don't know the Joshua Allen that plays for the Jags, right? So it goes to this part of the situation in the conversation. The Dallas Cowboys, when we are trying to negotiate and get these things going, far as contracts, far as visibility, far as news around the globe, one thing I can tell you for sure, 2 things for certain, that the Dallas Cowboys, we did the show last night, me, my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports, the OC, we was talking about the smear campaign, right? Did y'all hear one negative connotation about Joshua Allen getting this unbelievable money? Did you hear one report talking about, hey, he ain't worth that amount of coins? And excuse me, do the Jags, did they pay Trevor Lawrence yet? Do y'all hear any news about, hey, should the quarterback take less money because you got to pay Josh Allen? Did you hear about, hey, what they going to do at wide receiver? They send their wide receiver off somewhere. I forgot. I think he went to the Titans or something. So there it is right here. There's ways that you can move. And I'm definitely not saying that I would rather be a Jag versus a Cowboy fan, right? Shout out to them. But from a player perspective, hey, I think that they don't have any state taxes over there, right? It's the same thing. In the state of Florida, you got the same situation in Texas. But I think the state of Florida, you probably have a little bit better weather, So it is what it is. So that's just what I'm seeing from this particular perspective here. When we look at everything, and I say to you guys clearly, as clear as what it is, I do like Josh Allen to a degree. I do like what he brings to the table. But what can we do with our guy, Michael Parsons? That's just the bottom line. I know that right now, when we start to talk about contracts and these type of things, is a very sticky subject. Because what we're saying is, what we ultimately want is to lift the Lombardi Trophy. We want to win the Super Bowl. We do. But we can argue that 31 other teams have the same exact motivation. They want to win the Super Bowl. So shout out to Josh Allen for getting his bag. So what do that means for the Dallas Cowboys? What will be the next step? I got a piece right here from my guy. He was talking about this earlier, my guy Rome. He says, Cowboys, just go ahead and give Michael Parsons $35 million APY and give CeeDee $32 APY and stop waiting. Shaking my head. They have earned it. Now, as far as 35, woo, you're going to have to craft up a contract for that's going to be sufficient to what he do. Now, I get, what is Bosa getting APY range, if you want to just stay with the APY? Because I'm looking at the guarantees. Let me see what my guy Bosa is getting. Y'all bear with me, because that's going to be the underlying tone of how they're going to move, because now you got Parsons, basically, who's just not a linebacker. He's also a edge rusher. And I do know that the edge rushing money is a whole lot different than the aspect of linebacker. Okay. Technically, he's getting paid a whole lot less. I'm looking at Nick Bosa. He got a 5-year, $170 million. And I'm looking at this linebacker who's getting a 5-year, $150 million. both of those, man. So both of those guys is going to get paid crazy money, right? So if there's a healthy medium, like in between 170 and 150, you would probably say, if I'm a betting man, Parsons should be anywhere between 160 to 165, in between those two mediums of 5-year deals. And far as the guarantees, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to keep everything afloat right here. If you look at the guarantees aspect of what Parsons may get, and let me see if I can help everybody else out right here so you can see what I'm seeing. If you look at it from that aspect of it, if I'm looking at it from that aspect of it, bear with me. Let me see if I can make it a little neat for you guys. You looking at anywhere, because if Bosa was able to get, if you look at the guarantees at the top, let me fix it up for y'all so y'all can see it. If Bosa was able to get literally 122 million, 122.5 guarantee, right? And Josh, his contract is not updated yet over here. Okay, it is. If he was able to get 88, he's getting 88. So I'm looking at Parsons. That would put Parsons somewhere between, let me see, maybe 95 million guaranteed or 100 million guaranteed. You're going to have to look at it from that aspect of it, one hundo. And they base these comparables off of TJ, Joey, and Rashawn Gary. So I think that in the world, I think that Parsons is in between TJ Watt and Nick Bosa, but he's better, in my opinion, than Josh Allen. But Josh Allen came off of an unbelievable season. So that's what makes it such a hard possibility to even quantify. Because if you look at Josh Allen's season, right, and if you look at what he was able to do, it's not like he did this 3 consecutive years. You see what I'm saying? Josh Allen did this unbelievable deal last year and got all of those numbers on a contract season, right? And then if you look at 2022, he didn't generate that amount of numbers, right? And whenever the systems decided to catch up, he had 6 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 68 pressures, and that was 2022. And then if you look at 2021, he had 8, and then he had 1. Of course, he's a linebacker, so you're not asking him to get gaudy numbers of sacks, right? But Parsons is pretty much saying that, hey, you're not telling me not to sack the quarterback. You want me to go get the quarterback. So that's where the conundrum piece is at. Trip Ace said, just cut everybody, man. You know, just cut everybody. I feel you, though. But this is one of the things that you know, you got to understand when you're handling these type of contracts. The best way to get in front of this and to get these guys for a cheaper deal is to make sure you pay the man early. You got to pay them early. But if you wait too late, I'm quite sure Parsons goes into this season, and if he fool around on a contract year with a better coaching too, by the way, because Mike Zim overall collectively had better defenses than Quinn, collectively speaking, that I foresee Parsons having a better season than what he had last year. So that's just how that goes. I appreciate you, Kelly. Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate you Jose says, law with the comps. I'm trying so much, man. Steven just want to bring up the NCAA champs and sign the roster to the 5-year and cut them on the 4th rookie deal. It's like NFL's like, I feel you, Trip Aces. But those are the things that you have to rectify right there. So the market is the market. I think that the Cowboys, I guess, Micah Parsons' camp is going to go north of whatever you see what he got, right? That's just how it goes, unfortunately. Cowboy Nation, appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, so on the other part of it that I want to bring up is what my guy Rome was talking about with CD. We're gonna touch a little bit on the nightcap of what they said, and then we can open up the phone lines to get your thoughts. But my overall deal here is that the Cowboys ultimately must figure out how to handle these contracts, man, on the front end. All right, so neither here nor there. Let me see if you guys can hear this audio right quick of what we finna pull up about this whole entire situation and under details of my guy. CeeDee Lamb, like he is one of the guys that we most certainly have to figure out what we're going to do with him in his whole fiasco.
Through last season, 94 attempts, almost 95% came with CeeDee running the route. They connected 133 times in 2023, fourth most completion between a duo in NFL history.
So you look at the numbers, right? You look at the chemistry between Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. You understand how vital.
Wait a minute. Can y'all hear that audio straight? Is everything cool? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the audio straight before we go a little bit further. We moved on to the CeeDee Lamb conversation and how the Cowboys should, I guess, go about this particular portion of his contract and beyond. And give me a 1 in the chat. Yeah, if the audio's straight. I don't want to give y'all junky audio right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do y'all like that, especially with these conversation that's needed here, Yeah, audio straight. Good. All right, good. Let me make a little neat box up here at the top. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciation, baby. Appreciation. Yeah, let's go.
How important CeeDee Lamb is to the offense, especially for Dak Prescott. So as an owner, as Jerry Jones, as Stephen Jones, you understand you want to work the numbers. You want to do right by CeeDee by any means. But what I don't understand is you knew at some point it was going to come to this. And I never understood, even with the offseason program coming up, you want your players at your offseason program. You want your players happy at your offseason program. Obviously, missing time, CeeDee, he knows routine, he knows the offense, but still, you just want to get those extra reps with your quarterback, with your offense, the camaraderie, the chemistry between everybody, and have everybody showing up to the offseason program. But again, here we are. Now we got a stalemate. Every time it's time for somebody to get paid, especially the skill position. We got to fight tooth and nail. We got to crawl. We gotta come in late. We got to act like
everybody. Remember, Emmett had to hold out. Remember, Emmett missed the first. That was way. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but Emmett missed the first 2 games.
Ezekiel Elliott had to hold out. Zeke was. Where was Zeke was at? Zeke was somewhere.
Cabo.
And Zeke and Cabo chilling. Why? I'm not sure why. For some reason, I think owners do it on purpose. I think they do it on purpose.
Ocho, it's a blessing and a curse because the Cowboys do a very good job of drafting. But when you draft good players and they perform, right, you're going to have to pay them or you're going to lose them.
Yeah. Wait,
no doubt. So the Dallas Cowboys, when we talk about they do a great job of drafting, the thing is, I think that there's another side to it. The other side to it is the ability to trade. I'm not saying trade CeeDee. I'm not saying trade Parsons. I'm not saying trade Dak Prescott or whoever during these type of situations. But what I'm saying is that the Cowboys need to restructure on how they handle business. A lot of times they operate with the mindset of deadline make deals. And normally when you with this newer generation, they don't care like the older generation. They are not strong rooted in with only playing for the Cowboys for the rest of their careers. They are looking at it like this. They don't mind going to Jaguars. They don't mind going to Cleveland. They wouldn't mind going to Atlanta or to the Colts or what have you, because they look at it different, man. We in a new era. We in the social media era, right? So that old school stuff that people would take discounts to stay in Dallas, all it takes is for you to play one season with Dallas. And you can put that on your resume, and 10 to 15 years from now, you will get all the glory and the accolades. How many people that you guys seen on meet and greets selling hats, shirts, and trash and trinkets and saying that, hey, former Cowboy, they still going to get the same love and adulations. The media still, even from a negative connotation, would still mention former Cowboy. I'm old enough to remember Sam Hurd. He absolutely went to Chicago, got arrested. And the first thing that was on the newspaper said former Cowboy. He was playing for the Bears at that time. And they still mention him by the Cowboys name brand. And that's just how that goes. All it takes if you play one season with the Cowboys, and you will forever be listed as a former Cowboy.
Drafted Michael Parsons. He's been what you expected when you drafted.
And some.
So guess what? He's going to command a premium. CeeDee Lamb has shown himself to be a top receiver. You're going to have to pay him. Now, Trayvon Diggs did you a solid. He went to the table. He negotiated a deal that he felt was fair with him. He got the money, and he's like, look, see what happened? Had I not got my money, boom, I got this knee injury. They weren't going to pay me what they paid me, blah, blah. I get it. Got no problem with it.
Right.
But CeeDee like, nah, bro. Y'all need to break bread. I ain't going to year 5. Y'all need to go and do right by me. That ain't going to happen.
You know what? They're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to pay him, but it's going to be at the last minute, probably right before training camp getting ready to start, an hour before training camp start. Then they're going to go across the ticker, CeeDee Lamb, and just gotten paid. I think they do it on that. For some reason, I think they do it on purpose. I mean,
hey, disclaimer, I haven't heard this interview yet, so it's all new to me. I wanted to watch it with you guys live, so I do like the fact that he is speaking from the same thought tracks that I'm hitting from. It's going to be. Breaking news. The Cowboys done signed CeeDee to an unbelievable deal. Oh, my gosh. To answer my guy Action Powell that's in the chat, because I want to make these shows interactive as much as possible. He says, so do you think the Joneses feed off of that too long? Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. No. They benefit from that. They benefit from that. If you ask a random stranger, right, about Greg Hardy, and say, when did he throw that lady on the bed of guns, right? People would think that he did that while he was here. You see, people going to always identify Greg Hardy as a Cowboy juxtaposed to the time that he played for the Carolina Panthers. That's just the reality of it. It's one of those things whereas, look, if I was able to just get on the field for the Cowboys one time in my life, if I go back 20 years, and if I get a chance to just run one route and catch one pass, I would be a multi-millionaire, because I'll be able to use that as leverage. Yeah, I'll tell y'all that one time that Law caught that ball in the end zone. Yeah, I'll be able to leverage that. A third of the reason why it is a dope hat from Ben DiNucci. But the third of the reason of why it's, you can say the main reason why that hat sold is because he played for the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody else? Nah, man. If he came out with that same hat, that same concept over there in Philly or Denver or Atlanta or Miami, that hat probably won't even hit the shelves. That hat probably won't sell at all. People will be saying, look at this guy, this fool. He spelled Dallas upside down, or he spelled Denver upside down, or whatever it may be. So the game is rigged, though. It's rigged. The game is rigged, baby. It's rigged.
As an owner, the numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the
I'm
numbers.
gonna show up.
Just get everybody in there.
If CeeDee said I'm gonna show up an hour before practice. You want to wait an hour before? You want to wait an hour before training camp? But I'm gonna wait an hour before the practice.
Man, I don't know why they do it, and they do it consistently. Not just the Cowboys. Every
every team.
good receiver has to wait.
Every
They
team.
they have to wait. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, because the thing, look, I pay the man. I mean, look, really, quarterback is really the only position that you get paid on potential. Because why else would you give Daniel Jones $40 million?
Well, obviously you don't have a choice. This is another thing. This is very important. Timing in the NFL, depending on the player, is everything. The timing for Daniel Jones was perfect. There was no other option, so you really had no choice.
Oh, man, boy, they need to add me into the panel. You know, the timing is a situation, but the other part of it is that false bead of information that people use that as a sellable piece. He won a playoff game. Daniel Jones, he took that team to the playoffs. But for those who watched the doggone that year, it was about matter of Saquon Barkley and defense, right? But Daniel Jones, he did benefit for going to the playoffs. And they did benefit for winning that one playoff game. And who am I to say? Because he won one playoff game, and the quarterback that we talking about that wears 4 here only got one more than him, right? So, but when you start to use playoffs as a reason to pay a person and the lack of success from the franchise, there were literally people heading into last season, before last season kicked off, was saying that Daniel Jones is better than Dak Prescott based off of those set of circumstances, right? And they said if you put more and more pieces around him, all of a sudden he will be top tier. Literally, there are people that's angry and upset at me for saying that this particular team can win 10 or more games this season. And I had the same stance last season, the season before that. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe, in 2017, that particular team was able to win you 9 games. I'm gonna ask you guys that's watching me right now, and I know it's different years or what have you, but at least, is this particular team better than the 2017's team? The Dallas Cowboys team heading into 2024, are we better than 2017? Because we were able to win you 9 games that year. And that's without Zeke going in some games and out some games. He missed 6 games. Healthy 6 games, too. Too cool. Jones represent as GM for their organization, which means there is a cultural issue in Dallas. There are tangible issues that we can see from above. As above, so below. As above, so below. All right. So I'm saying that, the fish rot from the head down, and I hate to beat up the Joneses, but I'm going to beat them up a little bit. Some of the ways they move is flat out okay, which even Ocho and Shea is lamenting here. But the part that they move at that's not okay destroys all of the good things that they do. For example, what's 10 times 0? It's 0. It always going to be that number of a negative connotation. So you can do 10,000 times things good, but that 0 is going to erase it all. Or even 10,000 times a -1 is still going to convert to a negative number. And that's been the problem with the Joneses. I think that they got great intentions on winning the Super Bowl, but they want to win the Super Bowl their way. And they don't listen to the ways of how to win, and they know it. And they know it. So when you guys say yes, Brandon, he says yes. Action Power says no. And I don't know if you're talking about something else. So you think that 2017 team is better than 2024 team? Hey, much power to you, bro. Daryl says yes without a question. So I'm gonna rephrase it and I'm gonna say it again. Do you guys believe that the 2017, because we did have first place schedule in 2017, by the way. We have first place schedule for 2024. Do you guys believe, and I got someone that's going to come to the house today, so I might end the stream quickly. So if it happened, it's because I got to let someone in. But I would tell you guys, if you guys believe that 2017 is better than 2024, I got laid on the moon for sale. Yeah. 2017, I'm talking about Dak's second year in the league. We went 9-7. We won 9 games.
You didn't have to do anything. You had a fifth-year option you could have picked up. You didn't have to do anything. You see, they didn't even got you convinced they had to do something. It's the same thing with the Broncos. The Broncos didn't have to decide to give Russ an extension. He has 2 years still left on his deal.
Right.
So what you mean they didn't have no choice?
They wanted to take care of Russ and understanding on what he had done in the past and hoping that it can continue in the future with them.
Why don't they do that for other positions?
Well, listen, that quarterback.
You don't know what CeeDee gonna do?
You know what that tells you? That tells you how important the quarterback position is.
Oh, we know that.
That is why that's why they take care of them in hopes that, okay, we're paying you this in hopes we want you happy. We want you happy, and we want you at your best. And let's hope with us paying you, you're able to fulfill what we think you can do.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Ocho. If you look at it, lost my train of thought what I wanted to say. But if you look at the players and you base it on, so what are we doing? Are you paying him for what you believe he had done, or are you rewarding him for what he's done?
Well, yeah, I think when it comes to quarterbacks, I think they're rewarding him for what you think he's going to do. No doubt.
Law, offensively, we had Dez, Zeke in 10 games, Young, Zach, Terrence Steele. Tyra Smith got hurt that year. That was the year, the infamous year that the Atlanta sacked us 6 or 7 times. And quite frankly, if you had your life on the line, I'm asking you action power. If you had your life on the line and you had to pick which team will perform better, a seasonal Dak Prescott going into the 2024 year or 2017, and on top of that, you got to quantify that you got Jason Garrett as your head coach in 2017, and you got Mike McCarthy this year, and you had a choice to live or die, which season you would pick that's going to be better. I'm quite sure you're going to say, yeah, give me 2024. Don't give me 2017. There's no way in the world you won't think that 2017 roster or team is better than 2024's. No way, bro. You can't tell me to stop the cap when you creating the cap. Ain't no way. You gonna take a sophomore quarterback? At that time, Dak was still he was a one-read guy. He wasn't a multiple read guy. And Dez Bryant, I'm not shooting no shades at Dez Bryant, but in 17 he was doing this with pattern. He's not doing this. So You give me 2024 CD versus 2017 Dez. I get it. Shout out to Dez. He's still my guy. But give me 2024 Dez. Give me 2040. I can't even say. Give me 2024 CeeDee Lamb over 2017 Dez too. I just said though, bro. I'm just saying. Yes, indeed. Yeah. 17 was a show. Yeah. And on top of that, we still won 9 games. We were 9-7. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying, bro. And Law, does Jason Garrett get my credit with Scott? I'm on with that. Dak and Zeke. Yeah. Does Jason Garrett get any credit with Scott? I don't know, man. Both of those guys, it was crazy. I think we wasted Zeke full potentials between 16, 17, 18 because of Scott and Jason Garrett, you know. Yeah.
So you thought Daniel Jones?
Why they pay Daniel Jones? Think about it.
That's what I'm asking you.
I just told you. We're rewarding you in hopes you're going to do what we think you're capable of doing based on what we've seen so far.
So you disregard
potential.
Potential means you hadn't done anything yet. So in other words, you're going to disregard the 3 years you saw. So the 3 years that don't mean nothing, Ocho. I take the 1 year. You see how it does? You see what they do? How they do it, Ocho?
Yeah.
That they take 1 year. Now Saquon Barkley had proven, boom. Now,
all right. Chris 214 says this organization bunch of issues before we even hit the field. The field is a whole nother conversation. Yeah, it is a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Yeah, this field is a boy, that's spicy right there, bro.
You know what? We're going to put a tag on you. Want to see it one more time. But Daniel Jones, we've seen enough.
Yeah.
Here's 160. We give
the quarterback position. Again, the best offensive weapon for the New York Giants was Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
Ray Charles can see that. But again, the way the game has evolved, nobody values the running back position.
Think about what they've done. No position has ever been is protected more than the quarterback. They think so little of the running back. They say now you can't even lower your helmet. You can't lower your head to run somebody over, Ocho.
Somebody gonna get hurt now. Somebody gonna get hurt. It's only
the thing is with the quarterback is that the league itself is a quarterback-driven league. It's what it is. It's a quarterback-driven league. Rules are set up to protect the quarterback. You know, it's just how it goes, and that what sells. And if you don't have the quarterback, teams that 9 times out of 10, if you don't have the system put into place and you only leaning on the quarterback, they will give you spectacular games. They will give you spectacular numbers and stats or what have you. But you ultimately still need a system that's with a running back. Now, if you don't have that ace running back, that can do it all, then you're going to have to get it some way, one way or another with multiples. The craziest thing of it is that these dynamic running backs haven't won you a Super Bowl in many a moons. It goes back to LaDainian Tomlinson. It goes back to my guy, Adrian Peterson. The last dynamic running back that you can sit back and say, yeah, it was him. Yeah. Was beast mode. Name me the other star key, high, like the Todd Gurley's, the Ezekiel Elliott's of the world, those dynamic Saquon, Barkley, you know, all of those boys. That's just what it is. You're going to have to find a way to get running back production out of the way the league is built, by running back by committee. 3-headed. You know, that's just how it goes. So the Cowboys going into this draft, if we can get run game by committee, then that would work for us. That would flat out work for us. When you look at it like this, who do we have on this team now? We have what? Deuce Vaughn. He's going to be your scat back. He's going to be your all-purpose, well, not all-purpose, but your guy that can catch out of the backfield and probably be special teams guy. Rico Gathers. You for dog sure not going to set up everything around. He's going to be the similar version of what Deuce Vaughn is. But you got to get you a power back in here, and you got to go with the 3-headed monster approach. You got to. And hopefully the Cowboys in this draft, they understand that. Whether it's a Breland Allen, whether it's a Trey Benson, whether it's even if it's Jonathan Brooks to a degree. He's 206. He's not a power back. But if you're going to have to hit him with so many waves and have Hunter Luepke to step into the gap. But the league is no longer like it was with Emmitt Smith, Thurman Thomases of the worlds, Natron Means, Barry Sanders, or Barry Foster. You know, it's not that league anymore. Marshall Faulk to a degree. It's just not that anymore. And Darryl said, bring back Zeke. Bring Zeke back. Well, we'll see what they do after the draft. Getting Zeke now is a situation that is a moot point. They're going to wait till after the draft. You know, that's how it's going to look. No all-line, no offensive line, no chance. Okay, yeah, I feel you. I feel you with that. I would say to this point, no system, no chance. Off the top of your head, name me the 2 offensive linemen for the 49ers. Name me 2 of them, you know, without using Google. You know, I gave you Trent Williams. Then name me 2 more, you know. You know, it's going to be hard. You're like, hey, Banks from the Notre Dame, he wasn't the first-round draft pick. You know. Name me the offensive lineman for the Chiefs. You know. Creed Humphrey, you know. So it's just how it goes, man. You got to have a way in a system. And even with the Chiefs, the first 2 of the Super Bowls that they won, you can clearly see that they were able to run the ball too. With dual back situations. and they went and got old boy from their team that he was drafted by them. They went and scooped him back up. They brought him back for a couple of nachos.
It's only one way to run the ball.
You run behind your pass. Nah, we don't want you to run behind your pass. We want you to run through the hole like this here.
Yeah, straight up. Like you are not Ricky Waters. What's his name? Roger Craig.
Well, Roger Craig ran with the high knees. ED also ran straight up.
Yeah, he sure was.
Ocho, check this out. Since 1990, 59 quarterbacks have been selected in the top 10. Since 1990. 1990 was the year that I came out. Only 4 quarterbacks.
Damn, you old.
I am. Damn. You gonna realize as you get to a certain age, that's the only purpose in life at this point in time.
Oh yeah,
you get
right.
old.
Right,
Yeah.
I tell you what, I bet you take getting old versus the alternative.
What's up? Oh yeah, I don't want to. Not yet. Not yet. No, not
Only
yet.
4 quarterbacks have been named first team All Pro of the 59 quarterbacks selected in the top 10. Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Patrick Mahomes. 59. So we got 35 years of data
Mm-hmm.
And of the 59 quarterbacks that's been selected in the top 10, only 4. Peyton
Now you
Manning,
see.
Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan once, Cam Newton once, Peyton Manning. I think Peyton Manning was 7 times first team All-Pro. Patrick Mahomes twice.
Now you see why they put such a huge importance on the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Because once you get one,
Cash over here shaking her head. She upset at me
About what happened?
because I said Peyton Manning. I think Peyton had been selected first team All-Pro 7 times, and she looked over here real dejected.
It's been about 7 though, hasn't it?
It's 7.
Yeah,
it's
it was.
7.
Yeah. Peyton Manning. Hey, get your own pit out the way, bro. Get your own pit.
I mean, I went to, like I said, my last Pro Bowl I went to, and
But I'm trying to think.
well, you had Brady and Manning, didn't you? But Brady probably didn't come when you was there because Brady stopped coming because that was after. I don't think Brady came more than twice.
Yeah, okay. So they went off the subject line with that. So basically, for those who just not tuning in, and I appreciate everybody, man, for your support. Let me do a quick recap for those who just not tuning in. The Jacksonville Jaguars signed Josh Allen, the brother, to a $150 million 5-year deal. 88 of those millions is guaranteed. He's coming off of a 19 sack season or close to that number. Yeah, 19 sack season. 2 forced fumbles, and that's by far his best season. He decided to turn it on and leave it on, and shout out to Tolos, right? Turn it on and leave it on for the 2023 season, and he got his bag in his contract year. Now, for the all-time record that I'm sitting here saying, if you want to get Parsons cheaper, you got to do it before he played this season. If you wait till after Parsons played this season, he's going to rob the bank with what he's going to declare, and he should be. His agency is going to ask for north of that. The better Josh Allen, yeah. On top of that, what nobody's talking about, they didn't pay that mortgage first. Because the mortgage in Jacksonville should be the quarterback. So they went with the same approach, whereas they paid their defensive player first before they paid their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Should Trevor Lawrence get that bag? Is there any smear campaigns out there for Trevor? Hey, is there anything that you have to say negatively towards Trevor, or he's going to eventually get his bag? Because they went and paid their edge rusher or outside linebacker that money, that bag. So it's going to be a situation. Yeah, he need to break the bank just for them playing the game. Yeah. The Jags didn't even make the playoffs. Yeah. Jerry has 2 pays, 3 amigos. He had to pay the 2 amigos. Yeah. So it goes to show you that, there could be ways that you can operate this without bashing your team, and they just paid this guy in the middle of the night, basically. All right. So with Cowboys going into the 2024 season, it's going to be one of those very intriguing, entertaining seasons, because at the end of the day, there will always be this watch of what Lance is going to do. Basically, he's been working out. He's been sitting there saying, hey, y'all thinking about drafting a quarterback? Let me tell you something. I'm already here. I'm waiting for that opportunity.
About Jerry, what are they going to do at quarterback if they lose Dak? That's interesting. And that's why I think the Dallas Cowboys might just be a sleeper team in the quarterback market during the draft. Because at some point in time, they might have to draft a quarterback higher than you'd think at some point in time, because Dak is going into the last year of the contract, and it might be time to get somebody in there to start grooming him. Just like they found Dak Prescott in round 4, might be time to go find another quarterback in another round to begin to get him ready.
No way. Ain't no way I was signed up for that. No. Mike McCarthy, Mike Zim, they both on 1-year deals. They don't have time to hold a quarterback hand and talking about drafting and developing. Be like, shoot, we already got Trey right here. He's developing. And we used a 4th-round draft pick for him. So if we can't get it done with Dak and Trey and Cooper Rush, then we don't know what the hell we doing. We got 3 quarterbacks right here. 3 of them. They need to figure out how to get these 3 quarterbacks moving and grooving. And one can argue that this is by far, I would say this, let Dak Prescott finish out his last season in peace, if that's the case in a scenario. Because if they don't come up with an agreement when kickoff time hits in September, shoot, he don't negotiate during the season. So that would by far make that price tag do this number. Because what I'm saying ultimately is that Dak Prescott is going to have either the same exact year, if healthy, than what he had last season or better. It's not going to get worse for him. He's going to be in a system with Mike McCarthy calling the plays a little bit more fluently now. That's just how it is. CeeDee Lamb is going to be even more hungry to demolish some of those records. He may be angry and upset on how the contract stuff is going about, but I don't think that CeeDee Lamb is going to do this number. He's going to get better than what he was last season. Newsflash, can't y'all see? Did y'all look into the eclipse? You know, are y'all blind? CeeDee Lamb is about to get better. He's about to be better than what he was last year. Ferguson is about to be better than what he was last season. Don't let the Cowboys fool around and get run game going. Woo! Don't let them fool around and get one of those nasty running backs that can help out this team. Don't let them fool around and get one of those offensive lineman guys. Open up your eyes, baby. It's set up for that. I know that y'all still angry and upset from that Green Bay Packers game. I'm mad too. But look at who we lost. We lost Tony Pollard. You mean to tell me we can't find another Tony in this draft? Who else we lost Michael Gallup. You mean to tell me we can't find another Michael Gallup? Or if we already had one that's already on this team? Who did we lose? Okay, all right. Tyler Biadasz, bigger dish. You mean to tell me Brock Hoffman, if we were to walk into a bar right now to fight somebody, and you got Tyler Biadasz, you got Brock Hoffman, which one you picking? To fight a few people, you know? You're going to say, hey, Tyler, hey, go in the car, be the drive-off guy, man. Get ready, man. I'm getting me and Brock, man, we finna go throw these hands, man. Come on. Let's go. Now, granted, I miss Tyron Smith. I wanted him to be here. But that's water under the bridge, man. There's water under the bridge now. Like I said, we got Tyler Smith, T.J. Bass, Brock Hoffman, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. We for sure know that those are dogs. That's what I told my guy last night on the final word, Boss Cowboy. Sports. The unknown is still awesome, right? We don't know what he can do. We do know that there's no bad tape on him. Yeah, there's no bad tape on him. There was bad tape on Chuma Edoga even in the offseason. Last year in Oxnard, we seen them. He was like, God, dog. That day they had 5 or 6 sacks. That was on Chuma. That was Chuma dead. But what I'm saying is if we look into this draft, let me do this draft right quick. And this is a mock draft. Nobody's picked yet. And if I go here, and if I look at tackles, you got Amarius Mims and you got Jordan Morgan right there, right? With that particular pick at 24. All right. And if we go and let's say, for example, let's say we go get, and I heard my guy Voch Lombardi check out his tape. He's high on Morgan. Let's say if we do draft Morgan, right? Let's say we do. That was with the first pick. So you got Morgan, Tyler, you got Brock Hoffman, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele now, you know. And then we look into the second round. There you go. You got Zach Frazier, or you got Javon Bullard, you got Ricky Parcells, you got all of those boys. Let's say, for example, the Dallas Cowboys say to themselves, let's go get our interior defensive guy now, interior guy. Who we got right here? Christopher Jenkins, Trevondre Sweat. I'm not saying that these boys should go out there and go grab those boys right then and there. But there will be a lot of options for these boys to grab somebody that can be a dog for us, somebody that can help us out in a pinch, somebody that can get things moving and grooving for us. Let's say they get Edrin Cooper right here. They draft Coop right here. So with your first picks, you got your guy, your offensive line should be secure. Your linebacker room, you got Overshown. He's working out. He's getting better. You got Eric Kendricks. He's going to be that guy with the philosophy, soul stone, and all of that stuff that can help these boys get together and be lined up right? And then in the third round, I'm looking for my running back. Where my running back at? Where my RBs at? You got Bucky. You got Ray Davis. I really like Ray's Davis right here. But for kicks, let me just go with a Ray Davis right here. Now we operating, working with a few things, right? We can always double dip in running back. Definitely not going to get a quarterback in the 5th round. Definitely not going to get a tight end in the 5th round. And definitely not. What else do I need? An interior defensive lineman guy. Where we at now? You got the other Miles Murphy. You don't want to get him right there. You got Jordan Jefferson. I like what he brings to the table. You got people that you can literally get to help out to facilitate this team down the stretch. So that's what I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, all we looking for is a few good guys. Morgan is a reach in the first. I feel you, Keith Floyd. Yeah. A local driver says Terrence Steele sucks. I feel you. Brock Hoffman is 25 in ass. Terrence Aluminum is ass. Come on, man. Like I get what y'all are saying with this. But Terrence Steele, we can't judge and grade this man coming off of an ACL tear and expecting him not to have that injury week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the problem with the Cowboys, right? But down the stretch, he played really good down the stretch. Week 6, 7, 8, 9. Just look at his tape. You can't really find terrible tape on him on the latter part of the season last year. But you for sure can find terrible tape on Chuma when he was in there, right? And truth be said, where they was doing those stunts and they were doing those twists down inside on Tyler Biadasz, he couldn't collect his feet. Those were the trash players right there, But it is what it is. Law, better line in 2017 or 24. Yeah, I would say that 2017, because that year already played, was better. But we got to see what 2024 would look like once this draft hit. We get Fuaga or we get Troy Fontaine. How you say that man's name? Fontana, all of those boys. And you get that and you max that in with what we got. Shoot. We just need a running back. But you still give me 2024's coaching versus or juxtaposed to 2017 coaches. Coaching matters, Come on. Press says, Law, they need to draft guys that got an attitude. Well, depending on what side of the attitude you're talking about. Are you talking about a Trevondre Sweat type of attitude? Oh, my goodness. We can't go cheap at running back, Law. We just can't do that. Yeah. The problem is, and I feel you, Mr. Wright, this running back room is slim thick. It's slim thick. It's plethora of running backs in here, but it's slim. I just don't see a running back that I'll put my name in a hat that I would throw in at the 24th spot. I don't see a running back that I'm so wanting that I will go I go all in the second round. Now, the sweet spot, we don't have that sweet spot. We don't have that 4th round draft pick. So, but if you really want to get that value spot, just go ahead and draft that running back in the third. Yeah. You draft him in the third. I've seen Benson fall to the third, man. I've seen Braylon. He falls to the third. Bucky, we've seen him. He's able to get in the third. Blake Corum. And the craziest thing is teams do panic and they will overspend or they will overdraft on a player. But you, Cowboy Nation, Mike McCarthy, you got to stand tall in that room and say, hey, I need players that's going to be able to play today. And my guy, Willie and them, he got to go out there and give us some good stuff. He got to give us some good stuff. He got to give us some good stuff. I'm talking about playing available guys available. Guys that's eligible to play day one. We can't get nobody to sit back and say, hey, man, year 2, year 3, just wait for them. Year 4, year 5, just wait for it. No, you don't have that. You don't have beyond tomorrow, right? Law, better backfield in 2017 or 2024. Talk to me. Yeah, you have a better running back in 2017. Yeah. I'm not finna disrespect Ezekiel Elijah Elliott, you know. I'm not finna disrespect Elijah Elliott, you know. Not finna be disrespectful, especially anything with Elijah's, man. Shoot. You disrespect them, 2 bears may jump out and maul you, you know. But that's too deep of a conversation for those who don't know, you know. But neither here nor there. It's Riggs, baby. But what I'm saying, there's no Zeke kind of caliber of running back in this draft. Right? There's no Zeke. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, you know. So that's just what it is. All right, so let's do this. There are DeMarco Murray's type of running backs in this draft, though, you know. Let's do this, baby. Let's do this.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins.
That's all we do. We just need a running back by committee. That's what we need.
I do it again.
Come on.
The conference has been locked. The conference has been unlocked. All participants are muted.
Before, and I mean just that, before we get things popping and rolling, I want to share this with you guys. Sharing is caring. Hope that you guys can jump on in with my prize picks. Jump on in with Prize Picks, one of the sponsors of this beautiful episode today. And hopefully we'll be able to hit on that. You can do the same. 100% of your deposit match up to $100 will be available to you when you use promo code LAW. And also download Prize Picks and we'll be able to get you in the mix, ladies and gentlemen. Get your first deposit match up to $100 using and supporting Prize Picks by using promo code LAW. The first person on the line for your mind from the 214. You're live. Talk to me, 469. What you got? Yeah. What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man. Hello?
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. It's me. Nothing much, man. I'm just at work. I would just like to say this. I feel like the Cowboys already have their mind set at a tackle because I don't believe that they're going to move Tyler Smith. I just don't believe that. If you was gonna move him, you would have did it last year.
Yeah.
So I do feel like that we're gonna go look into this thing at 24, trying to get a tackle, maybe a running back the next round. After that, we might dip into a wide out. But just like I said, I feel like just what Boss said, you have to be flexible to give yourself the best chance to win. And those are just my beliefs. I feel like, hey, if you want to give yourself the best chance, why not slide Tyler Smith to tackle? But again, we like to play these contract games. And everybody know that a tackle gets paid way more than a guard. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at 24 we're drafting the tackle. Not to say that I'm mad at it, but it's like you doing it just to be petty. But, hey, I would say however we get there, man, I just want to win. So, hey, like, if that's what they feel, then I guess I'll just live with it, you know?
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a game, after the draft. I'm going to absolutely say, is this 2024 team better than 2023? And it's going to be a simple yes and a no before the season kick off. And it's going to be after the draft. Because I think that they're not going to give us, and we can argue and say that last year's draft was a terrible one, but I don't think that they're going to draft terribly back to back. And I'm not done on 2023's draft yet. I think that there's some pieces that we didn't get a chance to see that's not going to be fair to even give a grade to, right? Awesome, we haven't seen him. Overshown, we haven't seen him. For Holko, he was redshirted basically. So there's a lot of people that we drafted in 2023 that we didn't get a chance to see that I'm thinking that, let's see what's going to happen. But I'm going to still grade this team after, this draft, this upcoming draft, and I'm going to see what people going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, all right, Law. Well, I'm at work, but
appreciate you, man.
Tuning in, man. You have a good one. Cowboy Nation, I'm still with you. We're going to get there some way, somehow.
Well, somehow, one way or another, man. Appreciate you for calling in. It's Chris 214. And truth be told, I'm thinking that some of the rules about to play in our favor with Kevontae Turpin on the new kickoff stuff. If he can stay healthy, that's a plus for us. A shorter field, right? We gonna end up. I just have a funny feeling we're going to end up going into this 2024 season, whereas people thought that what we had weak spots at end up being our strong spots. It could flat out happen. Just like that. It can flat out. You may thought that, hey, linebacker was our weakness. Based upon Dan Quinn's philosophy and principle. Just like that, it becomes our strength. Just like that. Just with a few pieces. You may have thought that our running game last year was our weakness. Just like that. Run game. Fixed up. Just by bringing new life in. Crazy how this world works. Press, man, from the 501, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
Hey, Lau, how you holding up, brother?
Hey, man, one day at a time, man. That's all I can do.
I'm just going to go and keep it 100. I don't care who they draft.
Okay.
As long as we get some people that's smart and got some fight in them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take another season of seeing the whole team lay down in the playoffs like they did. I can't take another season with CeeDee Lamb getting pushed around and I've seen the whole team show the drop like they were defeated.
Mm-hmm.
We need smart players in there that understand roles and know how to play the game and willing to play and gonna fight to play. I didn't see that last year, Lau.
Yeah, it takes that person to be in the ear and say, hey, man, let's go. Let's get it. Be that motivator, man. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, it should have been somebody that yelled at CeeDee, hey, man, he just pushed you in your back, man. Hey,
Lau, I need some Travis Kelce, type energy.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
I need that type of energy. We ain't had that since, Mike Irvin, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we didn't have that since Dez and Zeke his first year, but then they kind of MK Ultra'd him, into that other person. We didn't have that a lot, man. Here, it's just crazy how this team kind of been choir boys,
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the new linebacker we just got.
Eric
I know
Kendricks.
from his history, he got some dog in him, and he's smart at the game.
Yeah.
You can't fool him. I don't think our people. Who was our smartest person on defense last year, now that you could say that you was like, okay, I know he gonna handle his business. I know. I was going like,
the guy. Yeah, the damn guy that was doing all the barking. He did the barking, but he didn't have no results. His name is J-Rock. J-Rock Curse. He'll get in. Hey, man, lock in. Hey, la. And then you get on the field. Like, what Curse doing?
Give me something now, and he was slow as a turd out there, man. I was like, what the fuck our defense doing, man? I'm like, okay, man. Like, damn, that's all I want. Get some smart guys that understand football and got some dog in them and willing to fight. We need some Drake Greenlaw type players, bro.
Drake Greenlaw
finna hit you after the tackle. Hey, he finna hit you after the tackle and everything.
Yeah.
They were letting everybody get away with that shit. Our players just go over there. You bump them, they fall on the ground. They don't even get up and say nothing. They walk the other way. I'm like, come on, man. We need some dogs, bro. That's all I got to say, man. I don't care who we draft. Just get us some smart players that got some dog in them, that want to fight and ready to take your head off. And just unify together as a group like that, man. And we'll change. We don't got nobody that's out there that fight. You can say Michael Parsons, but what is he like? I seen his shoulders drop, Law.
But this is one thing. This is our only hope on defense. Listen to this one more time. Listen to what he said. Listen to every word he say.
Get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go. We're too damn soft. I just hate mistakes.
When he said we too goddamn soft, you know what I'm saying? I don't think – I know Al Harris, I heard him talk to the fellas, but outside of him, everybody else, you in the press box, Joe Witt Jr. in the press box, Quinn, he's in the press box. Everybody else, it was just like silent. I need somebody to give us something on the sideline, right, to cuss at these boys. Yeah, somebody.
Right. It's like everybody walking around there in La-La Land. Hell, shit, it took Troy Aikman to go off. You got that sound back when Troy Aikman was going out when he's like, them guys ain't doing their tail. You got a coach on him, pat him on the ass. He's sick of this shit. We need some of that on our team, though. Yeah. How about them Cowboys? That's all I got to say.
Press, man. Appreciate you, man. Good call from him. Yeah. Hey, all it takes, man, is we got 7 picks. I just need 2 out of the 7 to really rock it. I need, from all our picks last season, I need Overshawn and somebody else, man, to turn our heads just a little bit. I think Overshawn was headed that way. I think that also what we are discounting the fact of what Trayvon Diggs brought to the table. I think a lot of people discounting that. What game was it? Was it week 1 or week 2 when it was Trayvon Diggs to get that interception? Because he had an INT last year, and it kind of like, okay, all right. He played through that, or he forced a fumble, man, and got the morale and got everything going. Was it week 1 or week 2, y'all? I think that we missed Trayvon Diggs. For those who were saying that Trayvon Diggs was a defensive leader, y'all was right. Last year, y'all saying, hey, man, Trayvon Diggs was defensive leader. And we seen, him, standing up for Parsons, or standing up for CeeDee Lamb. So what I'm saying is, man, all it takes is just one, the power of one. And I think it was Diggs week 1. Yeah. He killed that drive. Sometimes momentum is a crazy thing, man. You just never know, man. In that Green Bay Packers game, maybe a simple alignment to get somebody there to force a fumble or to pick the ball off early, they can shy away some confidence on the defense, or to give some confidence on the defensive side of Green Bay. And who knows, right? We need those type of factors in there, man. We need Trayvon Diggs to it was probably him, the only person that can tell Parsons, get off your feelings, man. I need you at linebacker, man. I don't need you at edge. Maybe it could have been Trayvon Diggs. I'm just speaking of things I don't know, man. It's the known knowns versus the known unknowns. I don't know, you know.
What I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Game changers. I was looking at some tape. Y'all remember when we played the Chargers and everybody was hyping up was a guy, Justin Herbert? It was Trayvon Diggs that caught that INT on Keenan Allen that flipped things around that year. It was Diggs. If he didn't catch that ball, maybe Herb go down there and score on that drive. Give momentum, swing back to them. Against that, people dismiss that Patriots game when Diggs got the pick six, and then the very next play, I think Kevin Bourne or whoever they threw that damn touchdown on Diggs, where it was pretty much on Cavante KZ or whatever. But you guys get it. If that pick six never happened, maybe the momentum would have been even more crazy, you know. So sometimes you need that damn guy that's gonna be on the edge to make you hesitate that 1 or 2 seconds. Right? There's been a little few moments that Diggs kind of helped change some of the thoughts of a game, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a Diggs attorney and defend him on all of the things, but I'm saying that as a complete team, sometimes you need that. If Diggs was in this draft, knowing what you know now, where would he be drafted? He'd probably be in the first round. That's how much talent he got. I got my guy from the 201, 100 grand, man. Talk to me, man.
Let me start off by saying, how about those Yankees, baby? 10-2, let's go. My boy Soto wilding this year, man. My boy Soto. Shout out to Soto.
Hey, man.
Damn! We paid that boy that bread, and he's showing
bro,
off.
come on now, dog.
You sending me highlights on IG and everything, man. Yeah, Soto. Yeah, shout out to D Soto. I know a D Soto, but shit, Soto.
No, I'm saying? But listen, man. All respect to the last caller. We can't get no dogs because they are dogs when we get them. But then the Joneses take the dog away. That's why this team ain't got no dog, because they don't want dogs. The Joneses want to win with a corporate team, and we won't do it.
So what you trying to imply, man? What you trying to say, bro? Break it down.
The Joneses take a player, and instead of saying, be yourself, do what you do, they take them away and say, do it our way. And if you don't do it our way, we will let you go. We will denigrate you.
But let me say this though. Let me say this.
What they do.
Wait.
There's nothing you can say.
Wait a minute. There's something. Wait a minute. Yeah, I know you got your head on the panic and everything. I know you waving the white flag, but I'm gonna tell you. Put some fire on you. Put some fire all over him. Panic man, 100 grand. What I'm gonna say this though. At least you get 1 year. You get 1 year for that dog to be that dog. Yes or no? Yes or no?
You do.
You get that
You
1
do,
year.
but they don't know what you gonna be.
You get
They
that
don't know
1
what
year.
you gonna be
You
yet.
get that 1
They
year.
don't know what you gonna be.
Right.
And then when they find out who you gonna be, or if you all of a sudden be a nice guy, then you start to change. Then they start to leak stuff out about you. They start to do all this stuff to try to get you back in line. And if you don't, then they let you go, or they mess with your play on the field.
Man, we got 1 year. We got 1 year with these class of 2024, and there could be a dog. He could be a dog in this class, man. Come on, talk to me,
Guess what? Guess what? The Joneses is not. We're not gonna get. If we win the Super Bowl, Law, or they go to the NFC Championship game. You know how much money they're going to have to pay these guys?
Man, everything.
I
would cash in my 401k if they fool around and get to the Super Bowl. They need help. I could put at least something on the cash part of it. I'll cash in my 401k, man. If we get to the Super Bowl and win, come on, man. I don't care what the Joneses do for another 30 years. They won't be here for another 30 now.
If they get to the Super Bowl, Stephen Jones,
but another 30, he look older than Jerry. Stephen Jones look older than Jerry right now.
if we get to the Super Bowl, and they let Dak and let CeeDee and let Parsons go because they too much money. Stephen Jones want to pay a team. He want to put a team out there on the field, but he don't want to pay nobody their maximum contract. If you get to your maximum contract and we can't denigrate you to bring that price down, we're going to cut you and let you go. So it's going to be a constant cycle of players coming in, and then when they get to it's time to pay them, they're going to cut them like the Patriots model.
Bro,
that's Stephen Jones' goal, and then that's Stephen Jones' goal, and he's doing it right now.
Don't you know what you're implying? Don't you know what you're saying?
What is Cowboy Nation going to do when Michael Parsons is going from this team, CeeDee is going from this team, and Dak is going from this team? Are y'all going to celebrate and say, yeah, let's go Cowboys, or y'all going to finally say the Joneses need to go? Let me know.
Bro, don't you know what you implying? Don't you know what you're saying, though? Slow down. Slow down, 100. 100. Don't you know? Just quantify what you're saying. Like let's listen to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. If the Cowboys ultimately get to the Super Bowl, which will be nice. I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna happen. I'm not finna declare and decree those things. I'm gonna declare and decree that we gonna get there. But if it somehow happened on a situation that Mike McCarthy is on a 1 year deal, Mike Zim is on a 1 year deal, Dak Prescott is at the end of his contract life, right? CeeDee Lamb, you got to pay him. You got to pay Michael Parsons. They're going to have to sell their yacht, boat, or whatever it may be. Because at that time, I think that even the strongest Dak Prescott hater, the strongest Mike McCarthy hater, would say, pay those people, man. Come on, man. There's no way, bro. There's no way. If all of them go to the Super Bowl, come on, man. Even Stephen A. Smith will grow his hairline back. You know what I'm saying? He'll have a normal hairline. Come on.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The way that Stephen Jones is sabotaging this team so that we do fail, so that he can cut all three of the players that I just said, and he can justify it by saying,
hold tight. Keep talking. I got a phone call.
Man,
keep talking. I got a phone call.
We could get three of those players. We can get 6 players for CeeDee. We can get 6 players for Michael Parsons, and paying Dak Prescott on the rookie. I mean, on that contract, $60 million. No, when we can get a rookie quarterback in here, guys. Show me when they spent the money when they had the money. They have not done that. So if the Cowboys don't want to spend the money on good players. If you're a good player, they're going to celebrate you and they're going to shut you down. They're going to talk about you. They're going to do all this stuff to try to minimize you. That's what they're going to do. Stephen Jones wants a team out there that he can put on the field for pennies, and he don't have to pay nobody their big contract. And if y'all don't see that with your eyes, y'all need to do some research. They've been doing it since the 90s, and they just went to the extreme with doing it now.
All right, I'm
Why
back,
you
bro.
think the
I'm
stuff is
back.
coming
I'm
out
back.
with Michael Parsons? Why you think the stuff is coming out with Micah? Why you think CD is holding out now? They're not paying them. They're going to let them go at the end of the year and say, well, we need to get better guys in here that can perform when it's time to perform. Bull sugar.
What you mean? Like, what you mean?
I'm telling you right now, look, Mike is not going to be here next year. CD's not going to be here next year. Dak's not going to be here next year. Dak's going to leave, and we're going to get nobody.
You want to put something on that? You want to put something on that on all three of them guys? All three of them guys not going to be here. You want to put something on that? Do you want to put something on that? Do you want to put something on that? What you want to put on that, dog? All three of them guys ain't going to leave. Ain't no way, bro.
The only way they going to stay is if CD take a friendly deal or Michael Parsons take a friendly deal. We already know Dak is not doing it. Dak ain't doing it.
I can foresee Dak not being back if this final game ended like it ended last year. But I can foresee that the Cowboys, you may have that feeling, but I just look at it like this. I think that, and I call me crazy, call me whatever, but I think that the Jones family is going to do what they tend to do, and that's fold. They about to fold like a cheap tent that they are, that cheap lawn chair. They finna fold in multiple ways because I foresee Parsons going into this year pissed off. He's finna have a better positioning coach, and he's finna have a better coach. He's finna give you unbelievable numbers, right? I think that CeeDee Lamb, if healthy, finna blow that thing all the way open from a wide receiver perspective. Think of this. He didn't get busy until week 6 and week 7. Week 1, week 2, he's going to get busy with it. Oh, yeah. He's finna get busy.
Want to know what? Remember we had Kevin Moore, right? And what did they do? The number system, right? To get players' contracts down. You know, the system of we don't need to pay these high-priced guys. Anybody can do it because it was the number system, right?
Well, they're because the coaches. I'm not finna hear that. Not because those coaches not on one-year deals. Mike McCarthy's on a one-year deal. He got to play the number system of getting his numbers up.
I don't care. I don't care. The number system we had. Now we ain't got the number system no more. Now we got even more of what Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones been doing.
How
this
gonna benefit Mike McCarthy? I'm not buying that conspiracy theory. No. Well, how's that gonna work?
Run the ball more. Don't pass CD the ball. I can guarantee you CD gonna have a 3-4 game drought where he don't get 100 yards a game. He only got like 5,
how's that gonna work?
Catches.
Dak is
on
a one-year deal. Dak is on his final deal. My guy Lamb is on his final deal. Ain't no way. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
From another team regardless, and Michael Parsons is going to get paid on another team regardless.
I know. I'm not buying it.
Stephen Jones is sabotaging this football team to get them way cheaper. Stephen Jones see that $95 million next year. He see that $95 million next year, and he got a hard on. He's saying, okay, I want to keep all of that money and not pay nobody.
And close it.
Next year, you know, we had to let all those guys go because of the cap and all this and that. But then as the season come around next year, we got all this money. You know, we got a new guy in Trey Lance. I think that got tremendous upside. You know, we going to go all in next year. And they're not. Lord, I'm trying to tell you,
man, you've been right on a few things. But you going to call me somewhere around week 6, week 7. He said, Law, hey, I was wrong, Law. I was wrong. But, hey, man, appreciate you for calling in, man. Let people know where they can find and follow you, bro. On the Conspiracy 100.
Hey, man, you guys can follow me at Graphic Zone HD on Instagram and Facebook. That's Graphic Zone HD for all your graphic needs, flyers, all of that. You know, holla at me.
No doubt, man. This guy got 100
How about
grand.
those Cowboys? How about those Cowboys?
I think you
Yankees?
polluted in the mind because of them damn Yankees, man. Go Rangers, baby.
No, we did our thing. See, the Yankees doing it the right way. They
Get out of here, man. Appreciate you, man. We gonna put 100 grand. We gonna put 100 grand on the airlines, man. Well, which one of them? Spirit. We gonna put you on Spirit 100. We can't put American Airlines on this thing. Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy. I'm not buying that conspiracy because Mike McCarthy, at the end of the day, he can't play that upstairs, oh, you only going to give X, Y, and Z attempts. He's looking at it like, I got my back against the wall. Hey, I got my back against the wall. They trying to castrate me. They trying to cut off everything else. I'm just going to make sure if I'm going to go out, I'm finna go out my way. Steve Simcoe, he got his name out there as the assistant. He's trying to play into this situation of being a guru or an offensive coordinator himself. This is a big opportunity for him. You got Lamb going into this situation knowing that Jamar Chase is about to get paid. Justin Jefferson is about to get that bag eventually. He's trying to put up back-to-back great season numbers. Put it like this to a degree. Lamb every year did this number. Lamb did every year he did this number. What y'all think, that he's going to all of a sudden stay the same or drop? No, Lamb is working out now as we speak. On top of that, you got to also understand that even Michael Parsons, he in his mind is looking at Josh Allen, not the quarterback, but the brother. And he is saying to himself, oh, he getting bags like that? Oh, my goodness. If he's getting bags off of one great year and I had multiple great years and he's getting one great year and he's getting 150, 88 million guaranteed to add in with that, I know that I'm better than him. He's going to at least shatter what this guy just gotten. So, yeah. I just don't think for a minute that this team is finna fold up like a wallet nor a lawn chair. Ain't that right, too cool? Talk to me, man. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize. Picks you in the mix from the 9-10. Get in.
Law, I just got to go back to this coaching. So you don't think the Cowboys got a coaching issue now?
Oh, man, I think that they do have a problem here and there. Yes, indeed, I do. They're not football guys.
When Dalton Schultz said what he said, I think they took the message and they wanted to attack him because he played for the Texans. But I'm telling you, when you think about it, I'm just looking at some of this stuff going on, man. It's a culture issue there. And when I say culture issue, we got to remember, Jerry Jones might be the owner, but he's also the GM.
But let me interject. Let me interject right quick on this part of it. I was only speaking about what he said about the people doing their tours. I wasn't speaking about collectively. Now, there are some people that embrace the attention. There are some people, hell, you go to EOS or Planet Fitness, there's somebody right now, or LA Fitness, there's somebody right now with too little of a too tight shirt working out so that everybody can see their muscles, so they can see them stop. You know what I'm saying? There's right now ladies with booty shorts on right now, working out, making sure somebody gaze and look. But then there are those who also work out fully clothed, right? So attention will be attention depending on the person. So some people like the attention and some people don't. And unfortunately for Dalton Schultz, he didn't like the ultimate attention of people banging on the glass allegedly or looking at him and observing them like they're zoo animals. But there's some people that will embrace that. And my thing is, if you think that that's distracting, hey, on game day, there's 110,000 folks that's going to be watching you and over 14 million viewers on TV that will be watching you. So that come with the price.
Law, Jerry Jones got his booty shorts on.
Come on, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Ain't no diddy. Hey, but man,
no diddy.
What I try to say too, though, is this. I think everybody blowing this Dak Prescott situation out of control right now. Because how do we know that the Jones is having negotiated with Dak Prescott and Dak is not asking for insane amount of money right now, and the Jones is just like, forget it, we just let him walk. Like, let me ask you this: if the commander picked up the phone right now and said, "We'll give you the number 2 pick straight up right now, and we'll pay Dak Prescott half of the salary you owe him this year." for the number 2 pick, and we'll take Dak off your hands. Would you do that trade for Jalen Daniels?
Say again, for the number 2 pick,
For the number 2 pick and $25 million towards that contract, would you do that? Would you trade for the number 2 pick, give that to them, and take Jalen Daniels at number 2?
Do the Washington got the number 2 overall pick?
Yeah, they got number 2 pick.
Okay, and I don't think that they're gonna. Daniels got some issues too with his game. I think that they more of Caleb Williams or whoever. I don't know, Drake May, or I don't know the quarterback situation there. I think that from a situation, not straight up, there's going to be multiple other things. I think that Dak himself is garnering about 2 first-round draft picks and a possible 3rd or something like that. So they're going to have to come up a little bit more.
Okay, so let's adjust fire. Chicago Bears call you right now and ask for Dak, and they're going to give you the first pick. What you doing?
First pick in the overall draft, Dak got to agree to it, but I'm sitting here thinking that also within the confines of this particular situation is that I don't think that a team like the Chicago Bears will be willing to give up all of that for Dak Prescott. But I'm thinking that if you're talking about from a I guess a unrealistic world, right? I think that the Jones family, by the way that they looking at everything, that they're not all 10 toes down on Dak Prescott, that they probably would make that trade. They probably would trade Dak Prescott by now. But he got the no trade clause on it.
But this is still I caution fans that I think so many people get caught up in the hype, and we keep saying that there's nobody surrounding Dak Prescott, which I disagree with. I totally disagree with it, because I think the Cowboys had a way better roster than the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs won a Super Bowl. I think the Dallas Cowboys receiving core was way better than the Kansas City receiving core, and you could, to a degree, I could say not Michael Parsons, but I could say Tony Pollard was better than Kansas City Chiefs running back. We keep sitting here saying that Dak Prescott didn't have the talent around him. That is not the issue. It's like mentally, when it comes to the playoffs, it's like Dak is in his own head. And it's like he's trying to prove the critics wrong. He's trying to prove himself to himself. But something just goes wrong in the playoffs when it comes to Dak, and he underperforms in the playoffs. We keep saying this man don't got what's around him.
Who runs better in the playoffs, Pacheco or Pollard?
I mean, we're going to say Pacheco because he played more games than Pollard did in the playoffs.
I'm talking about just any game in general. Last season, did Tony Pollard exhibit things that Isaiah Pacheco did? Did he ran with authority? Did he took advantages when they ran with light boxes? I think that, and I give it what you're saying, but I think that also you got to add in the fact that Andy Reid is no slouch. You got to add into that too. And when you start talking about kinds of calibers of quarterbacks, I got to give the nod to Pat Mahomes. He's the 3% guy that a lot of people, I think if you put, let me ask you this, do you think that the 49ers would have won the Super Bowl if they had Pat Mahomes?
Yeah, hands down.
Hands down, right? So that's a moot point as far as the argument with the quarterback thing. I think that
no. Because if you put Kansas City Chiefs right now, if you put Dak on the Chiefs and you put Patrick Mahomes on the Cowboys, I guarantee the Cowboys won the Super Bowl this past year.
Did you see Pat Mahomes look like without a run game? Without an offensive line protecting him, the dude put up 8 or 9 points against Tampa Bay. He looked very pedestrian in a lot of games when he didn't have these things together. And I'm not beating up Pat Mahomes. He's a dog, and I'm not talking bad about him. But I got to have people not to be prisoners of the moment. Pat Mahomes do need offensive line, and he do need to have things to be helped for in a certain way. People are discounting Travis Kelce to a degree. They discounted Travis Kelce and what his ability to do as a wide receiver / tight end.
But Law, when Andy Reid was with the Eagles, if you look at the Kansas City, how they set up right now, it's kind of set up exactly how he used to have the Eagles too. He just has a better quarterback in Patrick Mahomes than Donovan McNabb.
How many Super Bowls do Pat Mahomes have without Chris Jones?
I mean, that's a 50-50 debate though.
Who is all Chris Jones on defense? Who is all Chris Jones over here?
Chris Jones? Chris Jones?
Who is all Chris Jones on defense? Who is all Chris Jones on defense? Who is all Chris Jones over here? 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 Who is all Chris Jones over here?
No, we don't have him. We got Michael Parsons.
If the Cowboys, like I get it. Okay, I understand. Pat Mahomes, would they won the Super Bowl if we got down to the 9-yard line and if they were not able to stop the 49ers? They stopped the 49ers at the 9-yard line. You know why they was able to do that? Because they had the ability to stop the run.
The whole. Yeah, but is Chris Jones generational? Is Chris Jones a generational player?
Hell yeah, he's generational.
Okay, but they don't scream.
Well, he's not the generational, but he is by far great / elite. There's nobody on our D line that's equivalent to Chris Jones.
But no, what I'm saying though is nobody is screaming Chris Jones is generational. Everybody is screaming that Michael Parsons is generational. So when it comes to that part of the ball right now, especially with him being on the line and being able to stand up, if the man is generational, then Michael Parsons got to show up. You got to show up in that aspect. But I only say the thing about Andy Reid is this: is everybody got to go back and look at Mike McCarthy when he played with the Green Bay, when he was coaching the Green Bay Packers. Man, that man. I can make a debate that all 4 of his receivers, almost every year he was in Green Bay, that man had about 4 receivers that they shared that ball with, and they had okay running backs. That was Mike McCarthy. You had Brandon Jennings, you had Cobb, you had Jordy Nelson, and I forgot the other receiver you had. Like when that man was in Green Bay, he had 4 legit receivers. So do we really need a running back, or do we need an okay running back? And do we need to go out and get actual individuals that can catch the football and run routes? When you look at us right now, we wasting second-round draft picks on receivers that's not hitting.
Look up the year the Green Bay Packers won that particular Super Bowl, and let me know whether there are more Pro Bowlers on defense or offense that year.
Defense.
Yeah. They have defense. But I'm not taking away from Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying that he's one of the better throwers of the ball. He's been in the league for 19 seasons, bro. How many rings do Aaron Rodgers have?
The man only got 1.
Okay, so it takes a complete team. I'm quite sure if you put Aaron Rodgers behind a good defense, I'm quite sure you'll have more than 1 ring. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers, even at the greatness that he exhibits and exude, that he folds up like a wallet or a lawn chair in the postseason, because I think even he got, about 9 or 10 postseason wins. But it's hard in the National Football League. So what people are wanting to do is for Dak Prescott to ultimately do things above and beyond Aaron Rodgers, plus above and beyond Pat Mahomes. And that's not going to happen. So when we start talking about weapons, the way Dak Prescott wins ultimately is through play action. I think that Dak Prescott, when you have run game ability with him, I think that you get a better version of Dak. In these last 3 playoff games that we've seen, regardless of what the outcome was, we didn't have a true running scheme, a true running back situation. Now, granted, if we want to point the fingers and say that Dak Prescott lost us those games, hey, I got no real estate to say for that. But what I can say is for right now, he's on the team. He's on the team. And what we can do to win now is to get run game and to get somebody that can stop the run. Outside of that, for 2025, he may not be here. We could talk about the next quarterback. But for right now, if we want to win, bro, we're going to have run game and stop the run. Those are the 2 things.
So I got a question then. So what happened when that man had Zeke in his prime?
He had Jason Garrett.
I'm just saying, man.
He had Jason Garrett. Where's Jason Garrett at right now? What you saying, bro?
All I do, man. Hey, all I tell people is this, man. We just gotta be careful, with Dak, man. Because like for me, we just don't know the situation that's going on right now. And if you start looking slowly and closer we get to the draft, we ain't really never heard about them trading Dak. But it just seems more and more as we get closer to this draft now. It's just the tad bits and pieces keep coming out about Dak in this contract. We don't know if Jerry Jones then went out there and offered this man a luxury type offer, and he said, "Nah, I want more." We don't know that because Jerry Jones probably didn't leak that, and Dak probably ain't gonna speak on it right now, right? So I don't understand why people keep saying pay that man. What are we paying Dak? And why?
What I'm saying is, and that's why a lot of people get it mixed up and confused. That's why I pray to God that I can live long enough so that Dak Prescott can be gone and y'all can be talking about the next quarterback that's going to be here and why they didn't win, right? And then it's going to be the same cycling over. Oh, Law Nation is just X, Y, and Z apologists. You know what I'm saying? Because by far, the way you win in the National Football League, you got to have the ability to run the ball and you got to have the ability to stop the run. You do. And on top of that, of course, a quarterback plays a pivotal role in that, and we all know that. But what your quarterback been doing, the one that's been wearing the silver and blue with the star on the side of his helmet, wearing number 4, he got you enough to get you to the playoffs. But what you got to understand, too, from that aspect, you still got to do the other things. You just can't win by him alone. And that's been my battle cry for the last 4 or 5 years. You can't win games with Dak Prescott by himself. For example, who else showed up in those playoff games beyond Dak Prescott?
Well, shit, if the receiver got to wait for him to throw him the ball and he throw a pick sixes, well, you just going to be over there waiting.
Who else? You're going to use that as the argument that the receivers, they were all showing up, but Dak Prescott didn't. Okay, well, if you want to live with that world, then, hey, have at it. Have at it. Because at the end of the day, we on the outside looking in. But if you're saying that it's Dak Prescott is the reason why my guy in Gallup stopped his feet on his routes, or when we ran stop routes and it was a two-way go and it was sitting there running right into the aspect of the linebacker just sitting on routes and throw it. When everybody know on cover 4, we supposed to run up out of there. On cloud cover defenses, you supposed to run that up out of there. But that's okay. That's okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay. But again, we when it comes to the quarterback position, most of the owners will always be on the quarterback position because over 20% to between 20% and 35% of your salary is going to the quarterback. I'm not sitting here trying to hold somebody accountable that's only making fucking $10,000 when Dak Prescott is making $59 million to throw the ball into the end zone and with that last 2 seconds on the line, and he got to put the ball 60 yards down the field in the end zone. I'm paying you $59 million to do that.
When did we pay them 55 to 59 million? It didn't happen until this season. Hey, in 2021, he's getting paid $17 million according to his cap numbers. In 2022, he was getting paid only $26. In 2023, that's when his biggest cap hit. So all of that stuff, when people start talking about what are we absolutely paying the quarterback, this is the first year that he's getting paid 55 to 59 against the cap. So all of those other years, it didn't really count against the cap in those big numbers. He wasn't really technically a $40 million APY quarterback until this year. That's how the cap worked. But so many people come on this platform and want to raise the argument of how much he's getting paid APY, X, Y, and Z. I can use the same thing for Deshaun Watson. I can use the same thing for Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, all of those quarterbacks that's doing less. Even to a degree, we can even talk about, who was the quarterback that just got paid his coin? Oh, Daniel Jones. So it goes over and over again that we are painting the picture that the quarterback is the only issue when it's been the team in the issue.
We can do that, Law. We can point the finger elsewhere. But all I'm saying right now is if the quarterbacks ain't going to be that damn good and they ain't going to be able to hold the owners and they ain't going to be able to shoulder the mustard because they should be the team captains, if they're not going to do that, then with these damn owners need to stop paying these quarterbacks all this money then.
That's just the price of the team, believe it or not. That's the price of the position. Because at the end of the day, your quarterback by design is going to get paid the most money. Right now, there's always going to be money that's being spent, even to a degree. If you look at the 49ers, they may not be paying their quarterback top-tier money, but they paying Bosa quarterback money. And excuse me, my guy CMC ain't getting paid breadcrumbs. So you're going to pay one way or another, and I think Trent Williams getting paid a hefty bag over there. So at some point, you can look at it and say, okay, I can play off of a situation, whereas I'm going to look at a quarterback on a rookie's contract and I'm going to load up that team The Cowboys didn't do it that way. When Dak Prescott was getting paid those bird crumbs, right, they didn't load up this team. You can't argue me and say that the Dallas Cowboys set up their team like the 49ers just did in the last 2-3 years when Dak Prescott was on his rookie's contract.
When that man was on that rookie deal, nobody expected Tony Romo to get hurt, and then nobody expected Dak to show up like that. And nobody also expected Zeke to be a rookie as well with Dak and show up like that. But you can damn sure say that second year going into the league after his little sophomore year, that him and Zeke look well together. So there was no glaring needs for them versus the other side of the ball, which was on the defense and the damn defensive scheme they was running, and they was probably ranked in the bottom half of the defense. Those what? You can't quantify what we did in 2017 comparable to what the San Fran did in the last 2 seasons. Nah. Now, granted, even Tony Romo's contract was pretty much exhausted after 2000. Well, in between 17, it wasn't that much of a dead money hit in 17 and 18. So the Cowboys had plenty of opportunities to make movement. On top of that, even if you want to use that as an excuse, right? We had $90 million in 2019. What did we do with that money? Wasted it.
So if the Cowboys are giving $90 million today, what they going to do with it? I believe to a degree, even if the Cowboys had $100 million available to spend, I think that they would have still did the exact same things in free agency. They would have still stuck to their guns and say, hey, we don't spend in free agency, even if they had $100 million to spend. I think that they love the fact that they like to go into the draft and develop team. They don't like to spend whether or not they have the money or do have the money or don't have the money. I don't think that they would by far would have spent even in this free agency if they had $100 million.
No, I just still think, again, like I said, I just still feel like when it comes to this whole thing with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons, that your last call, $100,000, said they're not going to be here next year. I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons will finish their careers as diehard Cowboys on the roster. I think this is Dak last year. I think this is Mike McCarthy last year. And I think Jerry Jones went into this year knowing already how he wanted to maneuver for the fiscal year 2025. I think he already got a coach in mind. He already got, and he's going to let them come in with their offensive coordinator and their defense coordinator, and then he's going to let them pick their quarterback. And you probably know who that coach is. Right here, son played in Texas.
Hey, man, we'll find out, man. Good call from you, Ocho. Appreciate you for calling in, man. You have a good one, bro.
All right, I'll be good.
Yeah. That's my guy right there. Too cool, Ocho, a.k.a. Ocho Cinco. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. I get it. So many people want to make the argument about the quarterback. The quarterback, he wasn't here for 30 years. It's been literally going on for 30 years almost. And the quarterback haven't been here for 30 years. But we know how the Jones family move. And we definitely know how they operate. And when it get down to when he's gone, boy, I'm going to be happy and cheering in another way. If the situation goes the way that I think it will play out, that I'll be sitting back here listen to y'all saying, okay, oh, wow, oh, really, tell me more, because at the end of the day, you got to have the ability. Look, put it like this. The 5 Super Bowls that we did win, if you go back into the history, and if you look at the history of the Dallas Cowboys, the 5 that we did win, did we have run game, ladies and gentlemen? And were we able to stop the run? Just give me yes or no. Just give me yes or no. Did we have run game? And you can give me different eras and all of this. Hey, the 70s was different from the 90s. But in the 70s, when we won the Super Bowl, we had run game and we stopped the run. In the 90s, when we won the Super Bowl, we had run game and we was able to stop the run. Let me know. I want to know. From the 270, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hello, Loft.
What's good with you, man? Talk to me.
Not much, man. Hey, I was just saying I love the program, bro. I listen to you every morning while working.
Appreciate it.
Got some good takes, but I think a lot of people are getting on Dak for a little bit too much in the team game when it comes down to it. Game's been played the same for years, no matter how it is right now. Yeah, it's a quarterback league. Let's still start in the trenches. You got to stop the run. You got to be able to get dirty up front when you're running the ball. And we just ain't been doing that.
Right. we definitely haven't been doing the identity of the Cowboys. We haven't been doing that. No.
Exactly. I mean, when we had Emmett, I mean, come on, look at that line. But look, we also had Troy Aikman too. We could throw the ball, we could run the ball. The league really ain't changed that much. I think it's got a little bit easier to run the ball because a lot of people spread the field a little bit more because the pass is used so much.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think we didn't utilize Deuce Vaughn or Hunter Lipsky as well as we should have last year. Should have been a big heavy dose of Dowdle and Lipsky early, pound down, wear down that defensive line, and then hit Tony Pollard. And don't A and B gap him all damn game long.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm out of breath, bro. I'm old as fucking kid.
You good, bro. You good.
Nah, but at the end of the day, I think the Joneses, they've done some things, but at the end of the day, what have we noticed? What's been the one good constant with Jerry Jones? We take care of our in-house players.
Yeah.
We do. I mean, if we draft them, we take care of them. It might be last minute. I don't think Dak's going anywhere. I think he's going to fall out this year. Second year in the system. I mean, we've seen at the end of the year about 3 or 4 games in with him under McCarthy's system, how he started falling out. Imagine another off season with him.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Zimmer, who's in the room, because Mike McCarthy's never been the type of hype a team up. Zim's different story. He's going to get in there. He's going to get raw. He's going to be like a dog. He's going to hype this defense up. He's going to hype this offense up. And I think you asked earlier, who was the defensive leader? Hands down, Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, he's the emotional leader. He's the guy that's going to at least live it up on the sideline. And then even if he can't do it, Aiden D is going to be yelling, "Hey, get y'all stuff together," you know. Yeah. I missed him at these games. Yeah. Aiden
did. He even reached out to 103 the fan and that said, "Who said it? Who said it?" He even DM the man. I mean, that's the kind of leadership we expect in the room. Michael Parsons is just going to get better, especially under Coach Zimmer. We were light in the back end on linebackers yesterday, last year, especially when we lost Vander Esch. I mean, you could say a lot about him, but he was a smart football player. He really was. Hate to see him go.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think Overshown's going to step up. We really need someone like him. Eric Henderson's going to fall out for us, especially under Zimmer, the system he's used to. Plus, Zim's going to be able to do a lot more with this team than what I think Quinn was, because we got Bland, who was a dog corner.
Right.
We got Trayvon Diggs coming back. He's just lights out. We got one of the deepest safety rooms in the league. We get that linebacker core going. Teach Micah, hey, I know you want to be bull. I know you want to get these sacks. Set the edge first. Learn from D-Law. D-Law on that other end, he's going to get to the quarterback, but what does he do better than any of them? He sets the edge every time.
Every time. You're right. Yeah, we're going to have to get some things going, man. I appreciate you for calling in. Good call from you, bro. And let me hear you say it, bro, while you at work, man. Let me hear you say it, bro.
How about them Cowboys, bro?
Yeah, what's good? What's good? How about him, man? I don't know if he called me Vach or Boss, but I could be both of them. Law, Vach, Boss Nation. Appreciate it, man. All right, I got my last but not least, man. No clone. Tyrone from the 202, man. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law, man?
Yes, indeed. What's
How
good
you
with you?
feeling today?
Hey, man, I'm great, man. I can't complain, bro. It's one day at a time.
That's good. I got a question for you, Law.
What's up?
Do you think that Jerry Jones really don't have the money to pay different players?
Oh man, there's been reports from my guy Coach Marv, Joey Ikes on Twitter. I think Scott talked about it earlier today on his channel about cash spent versus cap, and that's going to be a situation. Whereas for an educational piece, I think that it'll be great to bring on that guy Joey Ikes to really break that part down on cash spending,
I asked that question to say this, Law, is because if they all in, this is what I see them do every year. It's just last year I feel like last year was an all in year. I feel like Jerry
from their perspectives, all in from their perspective. Right. Yeah.
But from a fan perspective, I feel like last year they went all in. From a fan base perspective, they went out and got Gilmore. They went out and got Cooks. Even though they didn't work out this year, they still can add on to that. But this all in talk about going all in, I feel like every year when they say they going all in or they fixing to make changes and do deals and stuff like that, it's always about going into the draft and picking their players.
Well, let me ask you this though, and hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Did LVE go down before or after the trade deadline? I'm asking you just rhetorically. Did he go down before or after the trade deadline?
After.
The answer to that is wrong.
It's a rhetorical answer, but I get where you're going with it.
No. He went down before the trade deadline, meaning he went down week 5, I believe, and you still had week 6 and 7.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
about the previous year.
If I'm going all in and I'm already razor blade thin at linebacker and I'm using safeties at linebacker, at some point I have to say to myself, if I'm trying to win ultimately the Super Bowl, lift up that Lombardi trophy, I can't have weak spots on my team. I got to go get somebody that can replace either his production, his size, etc. So what I'm saying is that all-in theory last year wasn't true, because they should have picked up the phone and made some type of trade or made some type of movement to solidify that linebacker room. We were already razor blade thin there. Overshown, he got hurt. He was a draft pick for us. I think he was in the 3rd or 4th round. Those are early picks, man. And for him to go down and him being one of the spotlighted players and he's hurt and not able to play, and we never identified that part, come on. I think that's a situation that the Cowboys overlooked. And good teams don't do that. Good teams don't do that. Or great teams don't do that.
Well, you're absolutely right, Law. And the reason why I say that is because his way of thinking, Stephen Jones, they want to buy everything for cheap. They don't want to spend money on no players, and they try to make up excuses not to pay these guys, saying that they're bad guys, like Michael Parsons. All of a sudden, Michael Parsons was beloved. Just 3 years ago, he was beloved. Now all of a sudden, I don't think they're gonna trade him. I think it's
it's good for business right now. It's clicks, it's views, it's people talking about the Cowboys. You see, people are talking about the Cowboys now more than they're talking about the Chiefs that lifted up their Lombardi trophy, right? So people are still talking about the Cowboys. Back-to-back Super Bowls. And if everything floats the right way, they could win, a three-peat, because hear me out with this too, by the way. They supposed to be in the down season, but they ended up doing themselves a favor by winning the Super Bowl even in their down season, right? They had a lot of things to come about. Now, granted, they got a chance to get some draft picks for my guy Tyreek Hill, but they still looking for that piece to replace him. On top of that, I get Kelsey is a beast out there at tight end. And we've seen that the Chiefs look different when he's not able to get involved quickly. And this was by far one of the down seasons of Pat Mahomes, believe it or not. He wasn't in the MVP conversation. That's how down of a season he had. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. It takes about getting hot at the right moment at the right time, and it takes a complete team. When he was down, this is by far one of the better defenses in the league last year was the Kansas City Chiefs. But the glory and the honor still goes to the quarterback. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. that you got to continue to figure out ways to build around your defense and add more pieces. Not just Dak Prescott need pieces. All quarterbacks need pieces, whether it's offensively or defensively.
You're absolutely right. That was basically the point I was trying to make against the callers that keep saying it's Prescott's fault. It's Prescott's fault. That man don't have nothing to hold him up. The defense didn't stop. Like everybody keeps talking about, he didn't play well in that playoff game. The defense didn't play well in that playoff game. CeeDee Lamb didn't catch any balls when they were thrown to him. You understand what I'm saying? So the running back didn't do their jobs on certain assignments. They missed some blocking assignments.
Right.
So the timing was off. The linemen missed some blocking assignments. Like it was a team loss collectively. And I feel like they ride him so much because you got to think he got drafted with one of the running backs he came in the league with that he had a real good career, a real good season versus some other people's seasons. When he came in the league with Zeke, they both were rookies.
Right.
So just blaming this thing on that, like putting it all on that, like what weapons did he have? Like even the 49ers, they had Deebo Samuels. They have weapons. And no other analyst in the world talks about this. They had weapons. They had Kelsey at receiver. Is it Kelsey at receiver? No, Kittle. Got Kittle at receiver. They got not receiver but tight end. They got Brandon Ayuk as the second receiver. Right. Deebo Samuels with a Christian McCaffrey. Those. It's not just names. Those are people that's helping. Those are weapons. You understand what I'm saying? And by him having those weapons is the reason why they had an up on us last year when they played us in the regular season, which is why we lost in the first game of the playoffs.
Right.
Like I don't feel like you apologize for Prescott, but this is the last question I wanted to ask, and I know you're gonna answer how I would answer it. If Prescott was on the Kansas City Chiefs last year and Patrick Mahomes was on the Cowboys last year, do you think the Cowboys would have still went to the Super Bowl?
If the Cowboys had Pat Mahomes, who would have stopped? Who would have stopped the run? People. Exactly. I don't think that they would have been able to beat the 49ers. And I get it. People going to look at Pat Mahomes as this guy that's going to be able to walk on water here. But like I said, he had 27 touchdowns last year to 14 interceptions. He had a very mid-season last year in the regular season. I get all of that. But when you go and you match up with what Andy Reid is able to do there, and you quantify the fact that Travis Kelce is able to do within the confines of playing with the Chiefs, it don't take all of that. It takes good coaching. It takes stout defenses. That defense was nasty. People fail to realize you couldn't run up and down. Look, Snead and all of those boys, Chris Jones and George Karlaftis and all of those boys, that wouldn't have allowed the Green Bay Packers to do all of that. They played bully ball. They were just as gritty and grimy as any other top-tier defensive team in the National Football League. But people are only going to look at the quarterback and say, look, this is what we need. But the 49ers were – and they took the ball away. The 49ers were – people fail to realize they were 9 yards away from winning the Super Bowl. Their defense stood tall. If they had the Cowboys defense, the Niners would have won the Super Bowl. We wouldn't even be talking. People been like, hey, look how great Brock Purdy is. Oh, man, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Brock Purdy, It would have been that. It would have been that side of the argument. Look, the year before that, they was a Jalen Hurts fumble away from winning the Super Bowl. And I'm talking about the Eagles. The Eagles, So you talking about a 3-time Super Bowl champ Pat Mahomes, who had the kind of caliber of defense to also help him out. I'm not saying that Pat Mahomes is trash or anything, but I'm on the team of defense win championships, baby. But I get it. Whenever people talk about, well, the Cowboys, we kind of fold up in the playoffs and things like that. Well, when did we get scoops and scores on defense in the playoffs? When did we get takeaways? When did we get pick sixes on our side, right? When do our defense, even when there is an INT, when do our defense hold the team to 0 points? They don't do that. And I'm not saying that this should be a situation or a scenario that all of a sudden that Dak Prescott get a pass, because he had his problems and he had his elks into this thing too. But ultimately, we can't just look at it from only one perspective and say it's only 4. It takes a complete team. I'm old enough to remember even the Cincinnati Bengals. That year they went to the Super Bowl. Look up that Titans game. Look at how many INTs that particular defense was able to get. And look at what the field goal kicker was able to do to absolutely drill his kicks and to make it going in instead of out versus the Tennessee Titans. It wasn't an easy battleship against Ryan Tannehill, by the way. So it goes both ways. You got to have defense.
Yeah, you definitely do. And it's like these guys that call in, like Brandon, the Brandons of the world, and the different ones that be calling in and saying what they saying about Prescott. At the end of the day, every team that went to a Super Bowl and won it had weapons. They didn't just have no CeeDee Lamb and a whole bunch of draft picks and an old receiver. Not saying that Cooks is, old, but he lost a step.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every team that went to a Super Bowl had weapons.
Yeah.
Down to look how many times Tom Brady won. I guess his last 2 Super Bowls that he won, he had a hell of a running back and he had a hell of a tight end. Regardless if he had 2 or 3 receivers that was going down the field, he had a hell of a running back and he had a hell of a tight end. And the defense helped him out by getting the ball back to him.
Yes, indeed. I like the way one person said, well, Pat Mahomes had a horrible offensive line in his first Super Bowl and what have you. And people fail to realize the dude not even in the league. The dude not even in the league no more, bro. The running back had over 200 yards on the ground. Pat Mahomes, he sat back and only threw for 130, 140 some yards in that game. And granted, every single Super Bowl that Pat Mahomes won, I literally celebrated because guess what? It's against our foes, against the Niners twice and against the Eagles, baby. He helped us out mentally. Could you imagine the 49ers just winning one of them or the Eagles winning one of them? Oh, my goodness. That's why I say, man, Pat Mahomes is one of the best Cowboys fans of all time because he took care of business. Yeah, I guarantee you, Pat Mahomes got a Dak Prescott jersey on up under that uniform. I guarantee you he wearing Cowboy stars and helmets and everything at the crib. He just not wearing it on the field. Shout out to Pat Mahomes. He doing us a favor, ain't that right?
Man, Pat Mahomes, he's that guy.
He is the biggest Cowboy fan of all time. It could be worse, y'all. Pat Mahomes could have lost those games, but I'm glad that he won every last one of those Super Bowls. Yeah. Shoot. Jeez. Oh, he was on that team.
I'm really happy he did too.
Hell yeah. Shoot.
It goes back to those like I said, goes back to those same ones that he's saying what they saying about Prescott. Yeah, Prescott didn't show up for majority of these games he's supposed to show up for, but he didn't have it was flip flop. He didn't have either run a game or he didn't have a defense or it was something of that matter that he didn't have collectively to get to the next level. So I'm not apologizing for the man. Like, give him some weapons and see what he do. Now, if you give him a whole heap of weapons, give him a shutout defense, and he still don't win, cut him. You understand? Then cut him. But other than that, this man just came off of he was just second to the MVP in the league.
Yeah.
Runner-up, and then the same person that was runner-up that got the MVP didn't even go to the Super Bowl. So,
it's funny that before I let you go, bro, it's funny that it's okay for Lamar Jackson to get all of those weapons, but it's bad for us to get those weapons. You know, it's funny that he needs a Zay Flower in the first round. Oh, he needs all of a sudden he needs that Derrick Henry, and they need a Roquan Smith. They need defenses on that side. But the Cowboys, we don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just need draft picks, man. We okay. Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
No problem, man. DC for life, not for sure.
No doubt, man. No doubt. It's funny to me, man, how all of those boys they need you know everything, but the Cowboys, we don't need nothing. We don't need that. You know. That's just what it is. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody, man, you know, for being who y'all are. It's funny, though, you know. Roger Staubach didn't need Tony Dorsett. Oh, man, he didn't need Drew Pearson, man, you know. Yeah, he okay. He don't need those boys. He don't need, like, if you think about it, you could take away Doomsday defense. Roger Staubach would have still won those 2 Super Bowls. Come on, man. Troy, he don't need Emmett. Oh, man, Troy didn't need that Emmitt Smith. Oh, man, he didn't need Michael Irvin. Come on, he would have did it with Jaden Novacek by himself. Come on, man. Yeah, man, it's all good. Yeah, we didn't need all of those. People fail to realize in the 90s we had, can y'all put down where we had the number 1 defense? Who performed better, our defense or our offense those years, you know? Who finished in the last 4 years with the Cowboys? Who finished higher, offense or defense? I need to know. In 2021, who finished higher, offense or defense? In 2022, who finished higher, offense or defense? In 2023, who finished higher, offense or defense? But some strange reason, people saying that we had the number 1 defense in the league. I want to know where that number 1 defense was at. You know, in what categories? I guess it was just takeaways. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I can't wait for it's all said and done, man. You know, I think that the offense still been outperforming the defense. So if that's the case, then who's better, basically, Mike McCarthy or Dan Quinn? You know, what's going on with that picture? Why? How come Dan Quinn couldn't get the defense to be the number 1? But Dak and Mike McCarthy, they so bad they can get the offense to be number 1. It's crazy, man. Come on. I can't make this stuff up, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how the offense can outperform the defense, but the defense is better than the offense. It's crazy. But we will see, because I'm banking and I hope that this defense can be better than the offense going into this season. You know, I hope so. Somebody posted down and said that, hey, Michael Parsons in the last 4 playoff games got 1 sack. Believe it or not, that's not a knock on Dak nor Parsons. But collectively, that's an absolute knock on the defense. Law, what do you have with that? That's equivalent to say that Shaq, generational. Shaq got all of the skill sets and the possibilities to be dominant, but you're using them as a perimeter. You're using them as a 3-point guy. That's equivalent to say Steph Curry. Oh, man, he's dominant. He's good. Look at him. He's a Hall of Famer. But you're using him down inside the post. Come on. It's crazy. The good thing about the differences between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cowboys, they were focused in. Yes, they got a phenomenal quarterback. Pat Mahomes is great. But you'll be a fool to not bring up Andy Reid and what he's able to do, and not identify what that defense was able to do. It takes a complete team, is what I'm getting at. And on top of that, everybody wants a Pat Mahomes. What about the others? Pat Mahomes is only 3%. One can argue that he's now to 2% since Tom Brady no longer in the league. So you better figure out how to win with what you got. Hell yeah, we want a Ferrari, an Aston Martin. Don't mean you walk to work because you're driving a Honda Civic. Don't mean you walk to work because you got a Lexus or a Beamer. Oh man, I want an Aston Martin. I'm gonna walk to work. Now you better appreciate what you got and learn how to wheel and deal and drive what you got. I seen an action movie, Jason Bourne. It don't matter what car he get in, that joker, he drives like crazy. Trip Ace said Dak is a Camry. There's plenty of people that can get around and move in that Camry. The key is, even if he's a Honda, a Camry, you just got to figure out how to win with it. And that's the reality of it. Cowboy Nation, you got to figure out how to win with it. What are the cons and pros with what you got? The pro is, sure, that Camry, it lasts a long time. And it's not broken in until you get over 250,000 miles on the dash. As long as you get the maintenance done. Ooh-wee! But some people, they will go out there and get one of them fancy cars and can't pull it up a hill. There's somebody right now watching. If I was to give them a Ferrari, a Maserati, or one of those cars, and it's a stick shift, they wouldn't even be able to get up the hill. They'll burn the clutch out. But they got the nice car. They can't win with it. They can't even drive up the hill. So that's the usage aspect of a coach. Somebody with finite experiences. Or that's the usage aspect of a true GM. Someone that knows how to get the proper things that can support what they already got and add to. It's great to understand that you got a Ferrari out of Michael Parsons. And in the playoff games, he got 1 sack out of 4 playoff games. That means that they're not using him right. It don't mean that Parsons is trash. I can tell you this though. Mike Zim, he ain't playing around with that. No. You see, Mike Zim is a coach's coach. He gonna get the best usage out of his players. Now, do he have resumes showing that when he was the head coach in Vikings land, winning Super Bowls? No. But listen to the individuals that he coached, and you can hear how his game plans are. That's what it's about, baby. That's what it's about. The craziest thing of it all is that even the Kansas City Chiefs, when they was on their run last year to the Super Bowl, they had no distractions. There were nobody calling in Spagnuolo saying, hey, you want to interview for this job? Can you stop what you're doing? No. They was locked in. They were focused on the task at hand. The craziest thing is, how come a team with that type of riches and that type of fortunes is not getting pulled upon by the outside forces? But we, on the other hand, every year, there's a job opening opportunity for us to get pulled apart with distractions. I wonder how that's going to work for the 2024 season. I wonder how. But my mindset is this right here. How bad do you want it? How bad do you need it? How bad will you fight for it? But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Let's go.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
No days off.
Let's go, baby.
Damn.
Let's get it, baby. He said, yeah.
I've been really in the field, not a rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on, baby.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately,
I just wanna run it up.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Mama said, there'll be days just like this.
Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Yeah.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck.
Shout out to VA Cowboy, appreciate you. Come on.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust
shout out to Too Cool. Chris 214. Press. Ham. Talk. Appreciate you. Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Come on.
Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Run from it.
Count that too.
Destiny arrives all the time.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah, yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and codes. Yeah, yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone.
I be on roll alone.
Check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
They can come closer.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Original, they never will be.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Until next time, if we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. DC for life. Let's go one way or another. My guy look just like Chisel Adonis, man. Check out Chisel Adonis page, man. Josh Allen looked just like Chisel Adonis. I thought they were Chisel Adonis. Salute to the shadow round. Let's go. I hit the wrong button, but let's go. Kick it back over. Yo. Chisel Adonis. Come on.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
It's an evil world we live in.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Yep.